Good afternoon, fellow Idahoans, and welcome to the second edition of Fiscal Fridays with Fred. I want to talk to you about tax relief. Now, some of you might be thinking, gosh, aren't we in a crisis? Can't we afford it? But you may or may not have heard that the state has a very big fiscal surplus. The number $662 million has been thrown out there, and that is an accumulation of one-time and ongoing money. And that distinction is because the federal government pumped about $8 billion into Idaho's economy, to us as individuals, to the state government agencies, through the CARES Act. And there were two parts of that. So a lot of that money is filtered into state revenues because people have bought things and paid sales taxes, and in some cases higher income taxes. So it is time to give money back to Idahoans, particularly those who struggled to adjust to their own financial circumstances due to COVID, whether it's their businesses being restricted or in some cases having been closed, or other things. So how much money is available and what can we do with that money? The governor identified about $450 million. Some of that he claimed was one time, some of it he claimed was ongoing. I won't get into those distinctions too much, but I do want to say this. We have plenty of money to do a number of tax relief proposals. One of them certainly could be to get rid of the grocery tax on food. So when you go to the store and you have $100, right now you only get $94 of food. And if you went with $100 and there's no sales tax on food, you could leave with $100. That's one option, very affordable. Another option is to reduce income taxes broadly. Idaho has a top rate of close to 7%. It's pretty high. It comes in at a very low threshold. So other states, even very liberal states that have much higher rates, come in for just much higher incomes. So Idaho's top rate comes in very low, probably around 11 or 12,000 for a lot of people. So we could lower income taxes, we could take the sales tax off food, and other options include property tax relief. But here's why this is important. Right now, the legislature has not, I repeat, has not taken up a single major tax bill. None have been introduced. One of the reasons for that is the leadership wants to get the credit. And to do that, they block other ideas. So there are ideas out there. There have been bills drafted to remove the sales tax on food, but that has not even been given a hearing. And again, the reason is the leadership wants to own the tax cut issue. The problem is that if they don't cut taxes, the money can often get spent because the spending committees, which is the Joint Finance and Appropriation, will say, aha, that money is still in the bucket. There's been no tax relief, so let's look for ways to spend it or to put it in certain accounts. So it's important that Idahoans realize A, there's plenty of money for tax relief. B, we can have several types of tax relief, which could include sales tax relief, income tax relief, and especially removing the tax on groceries. And we can do that now. We don't need to wait. There is urgency for tax relief because if the money does not get allocated for tax relief, it's up for grabs for spending. And that, of course, means growing government at your expense. So this is your money. Your taxes are feeding government. Government has more money than it needs. Therefore, you should be given tax relief now. Thank you. And that's the second edition of Fiscal Fridays with Fred.